last, I want to talk about thinking about our fitness journey. Now, this is an example you might have seen before. Also going to talk through it because I do convert this to audio. So our fitness journey can be a little bit like a kitchen roll. Now, this is a brand new one, just got out of the pack. On a brand new kitchen roll, you always get that sticky strip to hold the end down so we open it doesn't fly everywhere. Now that represents our starting point. Now for most of us, that usually is a point where you say, with my health and fitness, I don't want to be where I am. This is my sticking point, my starting point. Almost enough is enough. I'm stuck. I need to do something about it. I need to do some exercise. I need to change my nutrition, and I need to get doing something. Now, most people know enough about that to know they need to do both of those things, or one of those things, or have done it before even. But you come to someone like me, a coach or a personal trainer, because you want to make the best possible use of your time, and probably want some accountability, and you probably want some knowledge because how you did it when you were back in your early 20s, it might look different to how you're going to do it now in your late 30s when you've got kids and more responsibility, and you want to make good, efficient use of your time. So if we take it, each one of the sheets on this roll represents your individual actions and efforts. So let's say each sheet represents a week on here. We get started. You sign up for a program, you join the gym, you decide this Monday is the day I'm starting. Okay, you go along for a week, and that week, this sheet represents that week. We take our one sheet off the roll. That represents week number 1. The roll itself doesn't look any different, and you've put all this in. And we talked recently about looking at the scales. Gone for a week, nothing's changed, but I've done all this stuff that I've just ripped off. So put that effort in. We'll go along for another week, take another sheet off the roll. That's another week of good eating, good nutrition, exercise, workouts, whatever that looks like for you. Still, the roll doesn't look very much different. Let's take another sheet off. 3 weeks in, not too much difference yet. 4 weeks in, still not much different. You can see where this analogy, this model is going. You keep on working through, on and on, taking sheets off. That's our consistency now kicking in. We've got the habits, we've got the consistency. We're just going to keep on going, taking sheets off bit by bit. There might be a week here because we've gone along for a little while where we don't take a sheet off because we're having a holiday, we're having a week where we're eating a bit more, maintenance, a week off training, illness, whatever it is. That week, nothing looks like it's changing. But all this stuff has happened already. And then we go back to it like we were talking about last week. Conditions aren't always perfect. And we get another week, and another week, and another week. Before we know it, we've done 4 to 5 months. And actually now, the roll is starting to look a little bit different. And we keep on going. And we keep on going. And the roll, slowly but surely, is changing. Now, that represents that consistency, those habits, those things we have to have in place to keep going. That's why I talk about fitness has to be a lifestyle. We have to have a nutrition plan, a way of eating that we can do consistently, in a sense, indefinitely, and have that knowledge around it that says, do you know what? I know what I need to do. I know how to manage and navigate things like going out for a night out, going on holiday for a week, coming round to Christmas, birthdays, all those things, when the food that I eat is going to be different to maybe how I'd normally eat Monday to Friday or all week and all those things. That's why I like to coach based on principles, and that's why the principles are so important, rather than someone saying, eat this for breakfast, this for lunch, this for dinner, and these are your snacks. We've all got different tastes. We've all got different ways of doing things. We've all got different lifestyles that might involve different preparation times, different numbers of people to cook for, as well as eating really well. don't necessarily want to be cooking one thing for yourself, eating one thing for yourself, and missing out on what the family are doing, or having the time to do those two separate things as well. So that's why it's so important on the nutrition side to really know the principles and how to integrate that into your lifestyle, rather than pushing the square peg of a super structured, stringent, strict meal plan into the round hole of your life. So, as always, anything that isn't clear on that, get in touch and ask me the questions that you need to ask to make that work for you. Now, I did say last time that I would speak about how to navigate events, things coming up where you're going to eat differently to how maybe you normally would, and it might involve the fact that you are probably going to overconsume calories at that time, at that event. You've been invited to be a guest at a wedding, and it's a free bar. It's all being paid for. You're probably going to have one or two drinks more than you might normally. You're going out for a special meal, family event, big barbecue once the weather gets better. We're in February right now. It's dark, it's cold, and it's raining outside here in Northern Ireland. But those days will come in the next 3 to 4 months, and we'll be out having a barbecue, eating food, meat, salad, whatever it is off the barbecue, and we need to know how to manage those things. A couple of ways of doing it, and I've heard different people at the moment not advocating it or kind of saying it in a different way. Don't get me wrong, consistency, steady balance is the best thing, and understanding that you can just integrate these things into your week, into your nutrition, is the best way to go. But if we can plan ahead, you could save a few calories, a few hundred calories over the 2 or 3 days preceding. And what I mean by that is, for instance, if you're eating 1,800 calories a day, that's making you in a deficit. Great. Take 150, 200 more off just as you head towards an event. So say you're going out on Saturday night, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Thursday and Friday, you're going to try and save a few calories. Saturday, definitely probably going to look at moving around your calories through the day. So it might mean you have a much smaller breakfast. You might have the luxury of it being a weekend, and you might be able to sleep in and just really move all those calories down to more of just a lunch and this event dinner itself as just the times that you eat that day. Don't want to call it fasting, but if we did intermittent fasting, that's all it is: skipping breakfast and moving the time that you eat into a certain window. Whatever we're doing, we're just trying to manage the amount of calories that you've got available. So we're taking a calorie view over a few days rather than just on this day, oh no, I've overeaten. And last week we talked about the fact that can happen. Just life happens and something comes up, and it's better to have that good time, that family time or whatever it is, where you end up overeating. You say, do you know what, guys, crazy busy week, all this stuff's happened, let's just have pizza tonight, and you join in with that. Do you know what? Have it, move on. No, don't worry about it. What you don't want is that to be every third night, and therefore undoing your calorie deficit every single day. So we've got this event coming up, we've planned for it with a bit of calories, and we've saved a few calories on a few days, a couple of days before. We've manipulated when we've eaten on the day of the event. The thing to do when you have got choices about what you're eating when you're going out is to keep to the principles of a good portion of protein, good amount of vegetables if you can, obviously depends what you're eating, and keep well hydrated alongside having the drinks that you might enjoy at such an event. And then keep in mind as well how much calories alcohol can have and how to make that work better for you. Now, slimline diet mixes in spirits are going to save you a heck of a lot of calories compared to having, say, full fat. No, it's not fat, obviously, but regular Coke. So a diet or Coke Zero is going to save you a lot of calories in your drinks. Switching even to spirits from beer or wine can be very helpful as well. Gin, vodka, other clear spirits have less calories in for the amount of alcohol. And in my point of view, I personally really enjoy a gin and tonic. I've got a running joke with my best mate Danny that I'll enjoy pink gin, because he always buys it for my birthday for me, but that's just a long-standing joke. But I will tell you this: gin, slimline tonic, frozen strawberries. Now that's a drink for you. Try that out next time if you're someone that enjoys that sort of thing. So what about if this event kind of comes up on you and you haven't planned in advance for it? Well, first one, just said, don't worry about it. Just get back on track the next day. Second way is to, I don't want to say get back the calories, but just ease down the amount you eat the next day. Maybe because you've eaten quite a lot, you might feel fuller and not need as much food anyway the next day, just in terms of your overall appetite. That's absolutely understandable. So that'll kind of balance itself out as well. All we're saying is get back to the principles that you're using, that are working after the event, and take that back on track. Now, in terms of training, what I don't want you to do, a mindset I do not want you to have, is that you have to earn food intake or calorie intake, or B, after the event, burn off calorie intake. Training itself, as I said before, doesn't burn as many calories as you think. You are fighting a battle that is not worth getting into, trying to be in that mindset. Now, exercise, working out will create some calorie usage. It's just not enough to make a dent in a large calorie consumption. So don't try and use that as a tool, especially not if you're a bit more tired and not at 100% your best directly after the event. It's not going to be helpful physiologically to push yourself when you've had a few drinks, things like that, the day before. Nice, light, gentle exercise, getting moving might well help you feel loads better. But at the same time, I'm not recommending you go into the gym or into your workout space if you train at home, or start taking on extra running, walking, whatever it is, after having a few drinks. It's just about keeping that consistency and managing the event itself and around it. So we're not trying to exercise off what we've had, and we're not trying to exercise to earn it. We're trying to get a nice balance. Now, this is a little bit more talking about mindset of, actually, let's just relax a bit. Let's not put all our eggs in the basket of, I must exercise, I must do this amount, and I must burn this many calories according to my watch or the readout on the machine or whatever it is. Just doing what we can. We want to feel good with exercising. We want to train to help our body composition, to help our muscle retention whilst we're in a deficit. At other points in time, we might be eating a bit more to try and build some muscle. But we're going to put all these things in the right place. And we're actually going to relax a little bit. A couple of weeks ago, talking about hormones. Now, touched on last week the hormone ghrelin and having elevated adrenaline and all those things that are going to stop and change our physiology towards weight loss. If we've elevated certain hormones because of stress, because of under-eating, over-exercising, even over-caffeinating, high amounts of caffeine get our adrenal glands going, we're releasing adrenaline. That'd be great for that initial workout, but if then it impacts on our rest and our overall mindset, our well-being, then that's not a great thing. Just while I'm on the subject of caffeine, I was thinking about this week, and I haven't mentioned it for quite a while. Energy drinks. I don't mind an energy drink every now and again for a little boost. Most of them are sold and marketed on the basis of containing taurine. It's particularly Red Bull. The bull, Taurus, Greek mythology, taurine. It's credited as being an ingredient that you must have for energy drinks. When you actually look into what taurine is, has the opposite effect of caffeine. The energy drinks companies are using it as a buffer to the high caffeine content. So on the marketing, on the back of the can, 32 milligrams per 100 mils. of caffeine. Great, that's high amount of caffeine. But they're popping the taurine in to make sure you don't over caffeinate yourself with their product. So if you do have energy drinks, if you do have pre-workout, just be aware of what the ingredients are. You might also want to find one that doesn't contain taurine, which is actually quite hard to do. If you ever go for a look in the newsagents or the supermarket or wherever you might buy an energy drink from, you will struggle to find ones that don't. The only one I found recently is called, it was two actually. It was NOCCO, that stands for the no added, NOCCO, no added carbs company, whatever it's called. Yeah, that's a really good one. 180 milligrams of caffeine, not too crazy high, just the right amount for energy, no taurine. Has got BCAAs in. I'll talk about supplements another time. You don't necessarily need those. And the other one is the one called Rain, which is, you see in the larger cans, a bit like a Monster, usually a little bit more expensive than Monster, but also doesn't contain taurine. What I have been told for other people is that their flavours maybe aren't as good as some of the others that are kind of more flavour based and probably more high profile. But when we're thinking about what we're doing with with taurine, then maybe a tiny little sacrifice of flavour might be a good thing, considering what we want to be doing, focus on putting what we're putting in our bodies. Okay, so we're managing our nutrition, we're managing our training, and what I'm saying is just need to relax about the process. We won't see the changes. We won't see the week by week. There'll be hopefully the results there actually of weight change, body composition change, measurement change, looking different in your photos over time. But 1 week body transformation doesn't occur in 1 week. It happens with consistency over weeks and months. Just putting the time in, just relaxing about the process. Focus on what your body can do. Can you increase your steps? Can you increase your weights? Can you increase the repetitions of what you are doing over time? Not every session, not even every week, but over time. Are we making progressive overload, it's called, in whatever activity we do? Are you walking further, getting more steps per day? Have you increased the speed of your running, of your cardio at the gym? Have you, as I say, increased your weights or reps? Maybe change the exercises to reflect your body mechanics. Can you do your same workout that was taking you an hour and 5 minutes before? Can you now do it in an hour? So you're doing the same work in less time. You must be more conditioned. Your body must have it improved to be able to do that. Your cardio capacity must have improved to be able to recover, to continue to do your workout in a more condensed time frame. So we're looking for these other markers, these other improvements, and we're looking to keep the principles of nutrition and training and lifestyle all in place over time to make this a lifestyle that you can keep being sustainable with, you can keep it going and keep going for long enough that we keep on slowly but surely taking off the sheets and seeing slowly but surely the changes we want to make. As always, if you've got any comments, any questions, anything in any area you'd like to know more about, please send me an email, mark@mwfitness.net, and I'd like you to check out on the website www.mwfitness.net/recipe books for a brand new set of recipe packs that I've put together available to buy there. We've got different categories: low carb, we've got vegetarian, we've got plant-based, so vegan, and we've got high protein recipes. There's 3 different options. You can buy the larger packs as individual ones, or you can buy them as a complete set with different offers there on the website. The main one being, at the moment, right now, there's 53% off the big full recipe pack containing all 4 recipe books of over 120 recipes with meal planners in there, how to structure those recipes into the different meals, and also the shopping list as well, so you know exactly what to buy. And great thing about these recipe packs is every single recipe has the MyFitnessPal barcode on the page ready to scan, so that you can track accurately what you are having with these recipes. Because one thing is, when you cook something from a recipe and you try and put it all into MyFitnessPal as individual items, it can be really hard work and you kind of end up giving up the ghost. So every single recipe has a barcode for MyFitnessPal. So check those out on the website, mwfitness.net. You'll navigate across, it's right at the top, recipe books, and you'll easily be able to find it there.
Thank you for listening to the Always Moving Forward podcast. You can find more information about MW Fitness at www.mwfitness.net, and all our links to social media are there too.